From Washington Stadium, the Washington Commanders host the Arizona Cardinals. Here are the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Arizona Cardinals, managed by Ben Javery, stepping into his first year in the league with a fresh perspective and an unorthodox style. He's looking to make his mark on a Cardinals team trying to climb out of the pack. Batting first, playing center field, Roberto Pancaldi. Batting second, playing second base, Gary Hurley. Batting third, left fielder, Aaron Siegel. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, Jesus Torres. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Bobby Sander. Batting sixth, the right fielder, George Jones. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Juan Gomez. Batting eighth, the catcher, J.D. Wagner. And batting ninth, the starting pitcher, John Green. The starting lineup for the homestanding Washington Commanders, managed by Josh Garcia. Also in his first year at the helm, he brings a steady hand and a conventional approach to a Commanders squad that's jumped out to an early lead in the National Conference. Batting first, shortstop Victor Barajas. Batting second, third baseman Tom Jones. Batting third, playing center field, Kyle Weathersby. Batting cleanup, the second baseman, Jason Earls. Batting fifth, right fielder, Elijah Dobson. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Dave Carrillo. Batting seventh, playing first base, Matt Ramos. Batting eighth, the catcher, Jake Trewartha. Batting ninth, the starting pitcher, Scott Elrod. The Washington Commanders are in first place in their division with a record of 6-1, best in the conference. Their record at home is 3-1. The Arizona Cardinals are in fourth place in their division, sixth place in the National Conference wildcard race, with a record of 3-4. They are 2-2 on the road. Let's play ball. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Washington Stadium in Washington. Tonight it's Washington versus Arizona. The last place Cardinals sit at 3-4. Washington has posted a record of 6-1, good enough for first in the National Conference East. The Commanders have won 6 in a row. Washington leads the season series 1-0. No precipitation expected tonight. Batters should have a good night with the wind blowing out to center. The first pitch is coming up. On the mound for Washington, Scott Elrod. There's the pitch. He hits it in the air, and it'll get down for a base hit to left field, and we're underway. Let's look at the defense for the homestanding Washington Commanders. In left field, Dave Carrillo. Kyle Weathersby in center field. Elijah Dobson in right. Tom Jones at third base. Victor Barajas at short. Jason Earls at at second base. And Matt Ramos at first. The battery, Jake Trewartha at behind the plate, and Scott Elrod on the mound. For the Cardinals, it'll be Hurley and Siegel due up. Here's Gary Hurley, the left-hand hitter. He's the second baseman, hitting .233 on the season, no homers, 4 runs batted in. Facing the right-hand pitcher, Scott Elrod. Here's the pitch. It's hit in the air. The shortstop ranges into left field and will make the catch of the flyout for the the second out. No, that's the first out. So there's a runner at first base, Roberto Pancaldi. There's one away. The batter now, right-hand hitter, Aaron Siegel. He's the number 3 hitter. The left fielder's hitting .167, no homers, and 1 run batted in. Here's the pitch from right-hander Scott Elrod to the righty Siegel. That's hit in the air to left field, and that's a base hit. The runner is headed for third, and he'll make it. Pancaldi is to second base, and he'll hit the third. So there's runners on the corners with 1 out. The batter is Jesus Torres. Pancaldi at third, Siegel at first. Right-hand hitter Jesus Torres at the plate versus the righty Scott Elrod. 1 away, top of the first inning. Here in the Shields pregame, Arizona versus Washington. Here's the pitch. That's low, ball 4. He walked him on 4 pitches and loads the bases with 1 out. So the bases are full of Cardinals. Right-hand hitter Bobby Sander will step in. He's the number 5 hitter, slightly tired. He's hitting .240 on the season with 2 home runs and 3 runs batted in. Right-hand hitter versus the right-hand pitcher. Here's the pitch. That's hit sharply into right field, and that will be caught by the right fielder. The runner on third will not tag, and he does tag and scores. As the throw comes, there's no throw from the right fielder. So the Arizona Cardinals are on the board. It's 1-0. The batter, left-hand hitter George Jones. The right fielder is hitting .400, 2 for 5 on the season. There's runners at second and first with 2 out. Here's the pitch from the right-hand pitcher to the left-hand hitter. That's hit sharply up the middle, base hit. A runner's headed for third, and he will not try to score. Siegel at third base, Torres to second. So the bases are loaded with 2 out on the Jones single. Siegel at third base, Torres at second, Jones at first, the batter, right-hand hitter Juan Gomez. He's the number 7 hitter. The shortstop does not have an official at bat. Here's the pitch from Elrod. That's in there, a strike call, and that retires the side. The Cardinals get a run on 3 hits, no errors, and they leave the bases loaded. The Cardinals now lead the Commanders 1-0. Bottom of the first inning. Washington Commanders at bat. Let's take a look at the defense for the Arizona Cardinals. Aaron Siegel in left field. Roberto Pancaldi in center field. And George Jones in right. Bobby Sander at third base. Juan Gomez at short. Gary Hurley at second base. And Jesus Torres, the first baseman. The battery, J.D. Wagner behind the plate. And on the mound, right-hand pitcher John Green. For the Commanders, it'll be Barajas, Jones, and Weathersby. Here's the pitch from right-hand pitcher John Green to right-hand hitter Victor Barajas. The Commanders trail by a run here in the bottom of the first inning at Washington Stadium. The pitch. And that pitch will hit him, and he'll take his base. Nobody out, and the leadoff man is on by a hit by pitch. The batter now, left-hand hitter Tom Jones, facing the righty Green. Jones is 0 for 1 on the season. Here's the pitch. He lays one down. Third baseman rushes in. He'll throw to first, and he is safe. He'll beat it out. Nice bunt by Tom Jones. Barajas to second base. Nobody out. And the Commanders have 2 men on. The left-hand hitter Kyle Weathersby will step to the plate. He's the number 3 hitter. The right-hand hitter Green is on the mound. Here's the pitch. That's hit on the ground in front of the plate. The catcher picks it up, and he'll fire to second base and get him on the fielder's choice. Victor Barajas to third base. The batter is safe. There's 1 out now in the inning, with Commanders having runners on the corners. The batter now, right-hand hitter Jason Earls. He's the cleanup hitter. The second baseman's hitting .222, no homers, 4 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. That's in the air to left field. The left fielder is there. He'll make the catch. The runner at third is tagging, and he will score. No throw by the left fielder, and that ties the game. Commanders now tied with Arizona, 1-1. Weatherby at first base with 2 out. The batter, left-hand hitter Elijah Dotson. The number 5 hitter is the right fielder, hitting .211, 1 home run, 3 runs batted in. Righty versus lefty Dobson. The pitch, and that the runner's going, and they got him. Kyle Weatherby is caught stealing second base, 2-6, and that's the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. The Commanders have managed to even the score at 1. Top of the second inning. Score tied 1-1. Arizona Cardinals versus the Washington Commanders in the Shield. Baseball is back. Due up for the Arizona Cardinals here in the top of the second inning is the 8th hitter Wagner, the pitcher Green, and then the top of the order, Pancaldi. Here's Wagner, the right-hand hitter, facing the righty Elrod. He's walked 1 and struck out 1. Here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the first out. Wagner strikes out to Elrod. That's his second strikeout of the game. The batter is his opposite number, John Green. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air to left field. He's ranging back, and he'll make the catch for the second out. The left-hand hitter, Roberto Pancaldi, the leadoff man, will step in. He's 1 for 1 today, hitting .188 on the season. No homers, 2 runs batted in. Righty versus lefty, the pitch. That's it on the ground, up the middle. The second baseman has it. He'll fire the first, and that's the out to retire the side. Clean inning for the Commanders. Still 1-1, Cardinals and Commanders. Bottom of the second inning. Due up for Washington is Dotson, Carrillo, and Ramos. Here's left-hand hitter Elijah Dotson, hitting .211 on the year, 1 homer, 3 runs batted in. Right-hand pitcher Green on the mound, now ready. Bottom of the second inning, score tied at 1. The pitch.
Strike 3.
He checks his swing, but it's a called strike. The full count pitch is in there for the first out. That's the first strikeout for right-hander John Green for the Arizona Cardinals. For the Commanders, right-hand hitter Dave Carrillo will step in. He's the number 6 hitter. The left fielder is hitting .269, 1 homer, 7 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air to left field. It'll get down for a base hit. That's extra bases. Into the corner. The runner will make second base, and it's a double. So Dave Carrillo has a one-out double. The batter now, right-hand hitter Matt Ramos. Ramos is the first baseman. He's 1 for 3 on the young season. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. That's hit in the air. A little line drive to the shortstop. He'll make the play for the second out. The shortstop, Juan Gomez, for the Cardinals, will make the play. 2 out. Score tied 1-1. Bottom of the second inning. Right-hand hitter Jake Travolta is the catcher. He'll step in. He's hitting 6 for 20 with 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. That's a .300 average. Righty versus righty. Runner in scoring position with 2 out. The pitch. That's hit up the middle. Base hit by the shortstop. The runner rounding third, and he'll stop there as the throw comes in. So the runner's on the corner with 2 out. And the Commanders will send up Scott Elrod, the pitcher. The right-hand hitter facing his opposite number, the right-hand pitcher Green, with the runner in scoring position at third base. A chance to take the lead. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air to right field. He ranges towards center and will make the catch to retire the side. End of the home second. 2 base runners, but the Commanders do not score. The score stands at 1-1 Cardinals, Commanders. Top of the third inning. For the Cardinals, it'll be Hurley, Siegel, and Torres due up. Right-hand pitcher Scott Elrod for the Commanders, in 2 innings of work, has walked 1 and struck out 2. He's allowed 3 hits today and 1 earned run. The left-hand hitter Gary Hurley will step in for the Arizona Cardinals. He's the second baseman, the number 2 hitter, hitting .226, no homers, 4 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air to right field, and it'll get down for a single, a leadoff base knock for the Cardinals. Early at first base, he is not swift a foot, and here's the right-hand hitter Aaron Siegel. He's the number 3 hitter. The left fielder's hitting .200. He's 1 for 1. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. That's hit in the air past a jumping first baseman. I don't know why I want to make him die. Into right field for an extra base hit. He's on second base with a double. Gary Hurley to third base. So they have 2 men in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the third inning. The score is tied 1-1. The Cardinals threatening. The right-hand hitter Jesus Torres will step in. He's the cleanup hitter. The first baseman's hitting .182. He has no homers and no runs batted in thus far in the young season. We're in week 2 of the Shield. The answer to the missing game of baseball. Here's the pitch from the right-hand Elrod to the right-hand hitting Torres. And that ball gets away. It's a wild pitch. Hurley hits for home and he'll score. Siegel will advance to third. And that'll give Arizona a 2-1 lead. So Scott Elrod delivers a wild pitch for the Commanders. Torres will step back in with a 2-2 count. Siegel at third base. Top of the third inning. Here's the pitch. That's up the middle, base hit. That'll score another run. So Torres singles home Siegel, and the Cardinals now lead 3-1. Torres at first base. The batter, right-hand hitter Bobby Sander. He's the number 5 hitter. Third baseman's hitting .240. He has no official at bat but a run batted in. Here is the batter, The pitcher Elrod is ready. The delivery. Wild pitch. And that runner will take second on the wild pitch. That's the second wild pitch of this game. Arizona leads Washington 3-1. Torres is second base. The batter, right-hand hitter Bobby Sander. Here's the pitch. Hit sharply to third. He picks it up, looks the runner back, throws the first in time, and that's the first out. So Sander grounds out. Here's Jones, the left-hand hitter, the right fielder. He's 3 for 6 on the year, 1 for 1 today. Right-hander Elrod delivers to lefty Jones. He checks his swing, but it's a called strike 3. The 1-2 pitch is in there, a curveball at 71, and that's the second out of the inning. Torres remains at second base. The Cardinals lead by 2. Here's Juan Gomez, the number 7 hitter, the shortstop, 0 for 1 on the season. Here's the pitch. He is set on the ground to the shortstop weakly. He picks it up, fires the first in time, and that retires the side. Arizona scores 2 runs on 3 hits and take a 3-1 lead here in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third inning. For the homestanding Commanders, it'll be the top of the order. Barajas, Jones, and Weathersby due up. For the Cardinals, Green has pitched 2 innings, no walks. He's struck out 1. He's allowed 3 hits and an earned run. Here's the right-hand hitter, Victor Barajas. He's hitting .345, 10 hits and 29 at-bats, a home run and 2 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. Bottom of the third. Commanders trail by 2. Gets that weakly in front of the plate. The catcher picks it up. He'll fire the first in time to get the out. 1 away. Here's the lefty Tom Jones. He's the number 2 hitter. Third baseman is 1 for 2 on the season, 1 for 1 today. Right-hander Green delivers to the lefty. He hits it on the ground to second. He picks it up. Throw to first in time. 2 out. Second baseman Gary Hurley for the Cardinals makes the play to first baseman Jesus Torres. Bottom of the third, 2 outs. Commanders trail by 2. They are 6-1 on the young season, hosting the Arizona Cardinals in the Shield. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. That's in the air, left field. He comes in on it, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Nothing doing for Washington, and Arizona is still up 3-1. Top of the 4th inning. For the Cardinals, it'll be the bottom of the order. Wagner, the catcher. Green, the pitcher. Then the leadoff man, Pancaldi. Here's the pitch. That's low, ball 4. He walked him on 4 pitches. So Wagner's aboard in the top of the 4th inning. Arizona leads by 2. The batter is the pitcher, John Green. He's 0 for 1 today, but he's got 2 hits and 5 at-bats on the season. Righty versus righty, the delivery. He lays one down. Pitcher has it. He'll go to second, and he'll be safe at second. So everybody's safe, nobody out. Top of the 4th, Wagner at second, Green at first. Here's the batter, left-hand hitter, the leadoff man, Roberto Pancaldi. Versus the righty Elrod. Here's the pitch. Lays one down on the first base side. He picks it up, throws to the second baseman covering, and gets him at first. The runners advance. Green to second, Wagner to third. 2 men in scoring position, 1 out. Left-hand hitter Gary Hurley steps in. The number 2 hitter is hitting .250. The second baseman is 1 for 2 today. Righty versus lefty, the pitch. That's it in the air, left field. He ranges toward the foul line, and he'll make the catch. The runner tagging, and he's hit it home. And he'll score. No throw by the left fielder. Arizona now leads 4-1. John Green at second base. 2 out. Right-hand hitter Aaron Siegel will step in. He's the number 3 hitter. The left fielder is 2 for 2 today. Righty versus righty, the pitch. The 1-0. That's hit sharply to right field, but right at him, and he'll make the catch. Scarcely had to move. That's the end of the inning. The Cardinals pick up a run. Arizona ups their lead. It's now 4-1. Bottom of the 4th inning. For Washington, it'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Earls, Dotson, and Carrillo, due up. In 3 innings of work, John Green has walked no one, struck out 1 batter, given up 3 hits and 1 earned run. Here's Jason Earls, the right-hand hitter. He's the second baseman. He has a run batted in, but he does not have an at-bat. Here's the pitch, righty versus righty. Bottom of the 4th, Washington trails by 3. He hits that sharply. It's a base hit to right field. The right fielder will scoop it up. It's a leadoff single. So Earls is on. And the left-hand hitter, Elijah Dotson, steps in. He's the number 5 hitter. The right fielder is 0 for 1. Cardinals trail by 3. Here's the pitch. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the first out. Earl still at first. Right-hand hitter Dave Carrillo will step in, the number 6 hitter. The left fielder is hitting 296, 8 for 27, 1 for 1 today. Righty versus righty, the delivery. That's in the air to right field. He comes in a little bit and makes the catch. Second out. The runner on first will remain there. And that'll bring up the right-hand hitter, Matt Ramos, the first baseman, 0 for 1, 1 for 4 on the season. Here's the pitch. That's in the air. Center fielder ranging toward right and makes the catch to retire the side. Commanders get nothing and strand 1. Cardinals still lead 4-1. Top of the 5th inning for Arizona, 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors. For the Washington Commanders, 1 run on 4 hits, no errors. Due up for the Cardinals, Torres, Sander, and Jones, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Here's Jesus Torres, the cleanup hitter. He's 1 for 1 with a run batted in. Arizona leads by 3. Righty Elrod now ready. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, first out. That's the 4th strikeout for Scott Elrod for the Washington Commanders. Here's the right-hand hitter, Bobby Sanders, the number 5 hitter. He's 0 for 1 with a run batted in. The pitch. He hits it on the ground to short. He'll pick it up, throw to first, routine, second out. Here's the left-hand hitter, George Jones. The right fielder is hitting .429, 3 for 7 on the year, 1 for 2 today. Righty versus lefty, the delivery. He hits that past the first baseman. Thought he had a play. It's a base hit. The right fielder will get it back in with 2 out. 2 out base knock for George Jones. And here's Juan Gomez stepping in. He's the shortstop, number 7 hitter. 0 for 2 today, 0 for 2 for the season. Righty versus righty, the pitch. Hits that on the ground to third. He'll pick it up, throw to first to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A runner left on. Arizona still leading 4-1. Bottom of the 5th inning. Commanders have 1 run on 4 hits. They've won 6 straight. This is the Shield. The answer to the question, can baseball survive? The batter, right-hand hitter Jake Travolta, the catcher. Right-hand pitcher Green, ready. Bottom of the 5th inning. Nobody out. Here's the 2-0. That's on the ground up the middle, base hit. Hit sharply. And the center fielder will throw it back in. It's a leadoff single for the catcher. Here's the pitcher, Elijah Bennett. No, we've got a pinch hitter. The left-hand hitter, Elijah Bennett, will step in. He's 5 for 25 on the season. 1 homer, 4 runs batted in. Trewalta at first base. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air to center. He's racing back, and it will drop on the warning track. That's extra bases. The runner on third is hit it home, and that'll be a double. And let's see, did he try to go home? No, he stopped at third. So Jake Trewalta stops at third base, and Elijah Bennett is at second. The right-hand hitter, Barajas, is at the plate. He's the leadoff man. He's 0 for 1 today. 333 on the year, 10 hits and 30 at-bats. Righty versus righty. The Commanders have the tying run on deck. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air, and that's a gapper. It'll go all the way to the wall. It'll score both runs, and he trots into second base with a stand-up double. Arthur and Bennett both score, and the score is now 4-3. Arizona leads. Victor Barajas stands at second base. The left-hand hitter, Tom Jones, will step in. He's the number 2 hitter. 1 for 2 today, the third baseman. Righty versus lefty. Ring still in there in his 5th inning of work. He squares the bunt and misses. So that's 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Jones. He lays one down, third base side. Third baseman races in, fires the first base and gets him. The sacrifice is successful as Barajas hits for third with 1 out. The tying run is 90 feet away as the left-hand hitter, Kyle Weathersby, will step in. The number 3 hitter is the center fielder. He's 0 for 2 today, 259 on the year, 7 hits and 27 at-bats, 2 homers, 5 runs batted in. Here's the pitch from the right-hander Green to the left-hand hitter. That's on the ground. The shortstop has it. Flings it to first base in time for the out. That's the second out of the inning. The runner cannot score. And the right-hand hitter, Earls, will step to the plate. The cleanup hitter is 1 for 1 with a run batted in today. Righty versus righty. The tying run at third, 2 out. Here's the pitch. That's a base on balls. The full count pitch misses. The runner's at first. That'll put runners at the corners with 2 out. And the left-hand hitter, Dodson, will step in, the number 5 hitter. 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch. That ball gets away. The runners do not advance. The count is 2-2 to the lefty, Dodson. Here's the pitch. And that's low, ball 4. And that'll load the bases. So the bases are full of Commanders with 2 out. The right-hand hitter, Dave Carrillo, will step in. He's the number 6 hitter. 1 for 2 today. 8 for 28 on the season with a homer and 7 runs batted in. Green, ready to deliver. That's hit in the air, and that's a base hit to left field. That'll score 1. And it's station to station, and the runners moved up 90 feet. Barajas scores. Earls the third. Dotson the second. The score now tied at 4. A run-scoring single for Dave Carrillo. We've got a tie game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Commanders are still jammed. The bases are jammed. The right-hand hitter, Ramos, will step in. He's the number 7 hitter. Hitting 200, 0 for 2 today. The righty Green still in there. Here's the pitch. It's that on the ground to third. He has it. He'll throw to first, and that's the out. Side retired. but not before the game is tied. 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors. 3 left on. Washington levels the score. Top of the 6th inning. New pitcher for the Washington Commanders. It'll be Dave Gavidan. Dave Gavidan. He's pitched 2 innings this year in 2 games. He struck out 2 batters. His ERA is 0. For the Cardinals, it'll be the bottom of the order. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Wagner, the catcher. Green, the pitcher. And Pancaldi, the center fielder, due up. Here's the right-hand hitter, Wagner. Score now tied, 4-4. Top of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Dave Gavidan. J.D. Wagner at the plate. The pitch. That's it in the air, and the first baseman catches the line drive. A nice leaping catch for Matt Ramos, the first baseman of the Washington Commanders. 1 out. Here's the right-hand hitter, and that's strike 3 as John Green goes down. That's the pitcher. Now we go to the top of the order. It'll be the center fielder, Pancaldi. He's 1 for 2. 2 up, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Full count. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And he handles his business. 3 up, 3 down for Arizona. Cardinals and Commanders still even at 4. Bottom of the 6th inning. Bottom of the order for the Washington Commanders. It'll be the catcher, Trewartha, followed by Gavidan, the pitcher, and the leadoff man, Barajas. For the right-hand pitcher, Green of the Cardinals, 5 innings pitched, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 8 hits allowed, 4 earned runs. All right, right-hand hitter, Trewartha, ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, first out. Here's the pitcher, pinch hitter. Jorge Estrada will step in. The left-hand hitter is the pinch hitter. He's 2 for 7 on the year. That's a 286 clip. The right-hand pitcher, Green, now ready. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. He's hitting 500 as a pinch hitter. That's in the air to left field. He's near the foul line, and he'll make the catch for the first out. The second out, sorry. 2 out. Right-hand hitter Victor Barajas, the leadoff man, will step in. He's 1 for 2. 2 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. Score tied 4-4. Bottom of the 6th. That's in the air. Left field. He's running toward the wall, and that'll leave the yard. Solo home run. And that'll give Washington a 5-4 lead. Barajas goes deep. Let's take a look at that one. The tail of the tape. 392 feet, 106 miles an hour off the bat, 34-degree launch angle. A 91-mile-an-hour fastball from John Green is sent to the bleachers. Victor Barajas gives Washington the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the left-hand hitter, Tom Jones. The third baseman's 1 for 2 today. The righty, Green, now ready. The delivery. That's high, ball 4. He walked him on 4 pitches. 2 out, bottom of the 6th. Washington leads 1-0. Now they have a man at first. The left-hand hitter, Rethersby, the number 3 hitter, will step in. He's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Wait, we got a new pitcher for the Cardinals. It'll be Kyle Mullins. Kyle Mullins will step in. 3 games, 3 innings pitched. Walked 2, struck out 2, no earned run average. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground past a diving first baseman into right for a base hit. 2 men on with 2 out. Jones at second, Weathersby at first. the batter, right-hand hitter Jason Earls, the cleanup man. 1 for 1 with a run batted in today. Righty versus righty. The new pitcher Mullins, now ready. That's it in the air, and that's in the gap. No, he's ready. He's right there. He makes the catch. And that's the last out of the inning. 1 run scored on 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on. Washington now on top, 5-4. The Commanders have won 6 straight and have the best record in the league so far, 6-1. They send up a new pitcher. It'll be Loyals Merchant. Loyals Merchant will come on and pitch 4 games. He's 1-0 with 4 innings pitched, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, no earned run average. For the Cardinals, it'll be Hurley, Siegel, and Torres due up. Left-hand hitter Gary Hurley will step in for the Cardinals. They trail by a run. Top of the 7th. We're here at Washington Stadium. Commanders hosting the Cardinals in the Shield. Baseball is back. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air, and that's a base hit over the second baseman into right. He'll get the ball back in, and that's a leadoff single. You get the 0-1 pitch to right field. Early at first, the batter, Aaron Siegel. He's the number 3 hitter. 2 for 3 today. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. And it's in there. Called strike 3. That's the first out. He didn't like the call. Looked inside to me. Here's the right-hand hitter, Jesus Torres, the cleanup hitter, stepping in. He's 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Man at first. Loyals Merchant, now ready. That's in the air on the infield. The shortstop stands on second base and catches the pop-up for the second out. Man at first. The left-hand hitter, Matt Lotzer, the pinch hitter, will step in. Matt Lotzer. He's 267 on the season, 8 hits and 30 at-bats, 3 home runs, 6 runs batted in. His OPS is 1.003. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The 1-2 pitch gets him. And that's time for the 7th inning stretch. Washington leads 5-4. Home fans will now rise to their feet here at Washington Stadium. It's wonderful to have the old things back. All right, bottom of the 7th inning. For the Commanders, it'll be Dodson, Carrillo, and Ramos due up. Kyle Mullins in for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch. That's in the air, right field. He's running back. He won't get it. It leaves the yard. Solo home run for the Washington Commanders. It'll be Elijah Dobson. And it's now 6-4. Dodson goes yard. And it's a 2-run lead for the Commanders. Let me take a look at this replay. 377 feet, 96 miles an hour off the bat, 28-degree launch angle. Lands there in the bullpen area. Curveball, 74 miles an hour off of Kyle Mullins. And Elijah Dodson will circle the bases. 2-run lead for the Commanders. They've got a 6-game win streak they're trying to defend. Here's Dave Carrillo. He's the right-hand hitter, number 6 hitter. Left fielder's hitting .310 on the year, 2 for 3 today with a run batted in. Righty Mullins against the righty Carrillo. Washington leads by 2. Bottom of the 7th. Here's the 3-1. That's in the air, base hit, right field. Solid shot. Carrillo's aboard with nobody out. Right-hand hitter Ramos will step in. He's the first baseman, hitting 7th. He's 0 for 3 today, 1 for 6 on the year. Here's the pitch. That's in there. Strike call, I believe. The runner's going. The throw to second, and Dave Carrillo steals second base. So Carrillo is at second. Ramos will step in with a 1-1 count. Bottom of the 7th inning. Commanders lead by 2 over the Cardinals. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground to third by the third baseman into left field all the way to the wall. A runner has hit it home. And that's a double. Carrillo will score. And it's now 7-4 Washington. And we see why they're on a 6-game heater. Ramos at second base. The right-hand hitter Travolta, the catcher, is at the plate. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. He hits that in the air, and the first baseman will catch the line drive. That's the first out of the 7th inning. Here's left-hand hitter Pablo Fierro. He's the pinch hitter. He's 11 of 25, 4 home runs, and 8 runs batted in. He's hitting .440. He'll pinch hit. 1 out, man in scoring position. Bottom of the 7th. Commanders lead by 3, 7-4. Here's the pitch. And that's an intentional walk with first base open. They put him on. And they'll pitch to the leadoff man, Barajas. He's 2 for 3 with a home run and 3 runs batted in. 1 out. Here's the pitch. That's in the air. Center fielder racing in, and he'll make the catch. Second baseman dekes him, but he doesn't go. 2 out. Here's the left-hand hitter, Tom Jones, facing the righty Mullins. Jones is 1 for 2 today, 1 for 3 on the year. Full count, the payoff pitch. That's it on the ground to the shortstop. He comes in on it. He'll throw to first in time to retire the side. Inning over. Commanders put 2 runs on the board and now take a lead over the Cardinals 7-4. Top of the 8th inning, new pitcher for the Commanders. It'll be Zafar Spivey. Zafar Spivey on the mound. 3 games, 2 saves, 2 innings pitched. He's walked 1 and struck out 4. His ERA is 4.5. Top of the 8th inning. For the Cardinals, it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Jones, Gomez, and Wagner due up. The Cardinals trail by 3. They're on the road here in Washington, facing the Commanders. Here's the pitch. The delivery. That's in the air on the infield. Second baseman is there and makes the catch of the pop-up. 1 away. Here's the right-hand hitter, Juan Gomez. He is 0 for 3 today. Here's the pitch. He hits that sharply to left field. What's wrong? Left field. He makes the catch, and that's the second out. J.D. Wagner is at the plate. J.D. is 0 for 2 today, 1 for 8 on the season. The righty versus righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Full count, the payoff. That's low, ball 4, and he walked him. 2 out bases walk, base on balls. Wagner at first. Here's the right-hand hitter, Tom Weber. He's the pitcher. I'll call him Weber. Tom Weber. He is 5 for 21 on the season. 3 runs batted in, hitting .238. Here's the pitch from right-hander Spivey. Commander pitcher delivers. The slow roller to the third baseman. He scoops it, throw to first in time, and that'll retire the side. The Arizona 8th is over. Just a walk for the Cardinals, nothing more. Commanders still lead 7-4. New pitcher for the Commanders. It'll be Omar Ortega. Omar Ortega on the mound. 3 games. He's got a 1 2/3 innings pitch. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. ERA of 0. For the Commanders, it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Weathersby, Earls, and Dotson due up. They lead by 3, trying to protect their 6-game winning streak extended. Lefty pitcher Ortega versus the lefty hitter Weathersby. He's 1 for 4 today. The delivery. That's it in the air to center field, ranging toward left, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Here's Jason Earls. He's 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Lefty versus righty. The delivery from Ortega. That's it on the ground to short. He ranges toward second base. He'll make the play, throw to first in time for the second out. Here's the left-hand hitter, Elijah Dotson. He's 1 for 3, a homer and a run batted in. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the delivery from Ortega. That's in the air, center field, ranging toward left field, and he'll make the catch. Side retired. Washington goes in order. Score remains the same, 7-4 Commanders. New pitcher for Washington. It'll be Adam Axemet. Adam Axemet. In 3 games, he's got a 1-0 record. 1 2/3 innings pitched, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 5.4 ERA. Top of the order for the Cardinals. Pancaldi, Hurley, and Siegel due up. Pancaldi's 1 for 3 today. Left-hand pitcher versus the right-hand hitter. Top of the 9th. The Cardinals trail by 3. Here's the pitch. First save chance of the season. He swings and misses. Strike 3, and that's the first out. Pancaldi strikes out. Here's Hurley. He's 2 for 3 with a run batted in. Here's the pitch from Axemet. That's hit past him into center field for a base hit right by the pitcher. That's a base hit with 1 out. And the Cardinals have a man on. Here's Aaron Siegel, the number 3 hitter. 2 for 4. He's 6 for 28 on the season. Left-hand pitcher Axemet versus the righty Siegel. Here's the pitch. Full count, the payoff. That's in the air on the infield. The catcher will catch the ball up the elevator shaft, and that's the second out. Hurley still at first base. Here's Jesus Torres, the cleanup man. He's 1 for 3 with a run batted in. The Cardinals are down to their final out. Lefty Axemet versus the righty Torres. The delivery. And that's a base on balls. The payoff pitch misses. And now there's 2 men on with 2 out. 1 walk and 1 strikeout now for Adam Axemet. The batter, right-hand hitter, Willie Chidiak. He's the shortstop, Willie Chidiak. He's 3 for 25 on the season. Here's the pitch. 2 out. That's hitting in the air. It's a base hit. Center fielder has it. The runner on third will stop there. Hurley the third, Torres the second. Bases are loaded with 2 out. And the Cardinals are threatening. The go-ahead run is at the plate. Here's Jerry Preston. This is the pinch hitter. He's 0 for 5 on the season. The right-hand hitter. Harley at third base, Torres at second base, and Chidiak at first, Willie Chidiak. Here's the pitch from the left-hand pitcher, Axemet, to the righty Preston. That's low. Ball. No, they call it a strike. And that's the ball game. The Washington Commanders extend their winning streak to 7, defeating the Arizona Cardinals 7-4. A patient and thorough attack by the Commanders as they overcame an early deficit to win it all. Let's take a look at the totals for today's game. Let's take a look at the totals. First, for the victorious Washington Commanders, who are now 7-1. 7 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Washington left 10 men on base. The winning pitcher is Gavidian. He's 1-0. For the Arizona Cardinals, who are now 3-5, 4 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They left 11 men on base. The losing pitcher is Green. He's now 1-1. Arizona sent home with a 7-4 loss. Victor Barajas was a vital contributor to the 7-4 Washington victory over Arizona. The Commanders' shortstop went 2 for 4 with a home run, a double, and was hit by a pitch. He scored 3 runs and drove in 3. With the loss, Arizona falls to 3-5. Dave Carrillo, there's Dave, helped out with the Washington calls in the bottom of the 5th inning with a run-scoring single. For the game, the left fielder was 3 for 4 with a double and 2 singles. I feel like we're rolling now, Barajas told the Washington Today. The dugout is coming alive. Let's see who had the hits today. Carrillo with 3 hits. Dave Carrillo, left fielder for the Washington Commanders. 1 run scored and 1 RBI. 2 hits for Barajas, third baseman Victor Barajas. He was the shortstop today. 3 runs scored, 3 runs batted in. Good day. And 2 hits for the catcher, Huerta. 1 run scored. For Arizona, Hurley had 3 hits. Gary Hurley, the second baseman. 2 hits for Siegel, Aaron Siegel, left fielder. Player of the game was the starter, Victor Barajas. No, wait a minute, that's the third baseman, I'm sorry. Victor Barajas is the player of the game. Adam Asokmit got the save for Washington. Zafar Spivey and Lois Mershon each got holds. It's Mershon second, Spivey's first. The starter, Elrod, went 5 innings, got a no decision. Green got a loss. Final score, the Washington Commanders extend their lead to their win streak to 7 games and defeat the Cardinals at home 7-4. From the 2 games we've played, actually there have been 3 games played. Look at our performances of the day. The Rams beat the Bears 15-5. We just saw Victor Barajas for the Commanders, 2 for 4, double homer, 3 runs batted in, 3 runs scored. And also for the Rams, 3 for 6, 2 doubles, 4 runs batted in, 2 runs scored, and a 15-5 defeat of the Bears. So next, we will sim through Saturday and feature our first game and showcase Sunday, and begin defending the Shield. The inaugural season. This is the Sim Baseball Vision.